Hello, welcome to my WordPress tutorial for beginners, step by step, the complete guide to mastering WordPress. In this tutorial, you will learn how to register your own domain name, which is your website name, and get the right web hosting, how to install WordPress with a few clicks, how to create a professional looking website powered by WordPress, and how to add content, organize layout, add themes, add plugins, and lots more. So before we get started, we need to learn some definitions. WordPress.org provides WordPress. WordPress is a free open source content management system maintained by experts. A content management system is a software that allows someone to edit, customize, and maintain a website without requiring any computer programming. Large organizations make use of content management systems. Think of the New York Times, About.com, the White House, Ford Motors, and many more. Many people have large incomes from personal blogs because they simply created a WordPress-powered website like we are going to do today. This is what the content management system looks like. This is WordPress. This is the dashboard, and I'm going to show you how everything in here works. But as you can see, there's something similar to Microsoft Word right there in the middle, and this is where people can type the content of their website, add pictures and things like that, video, whatever you want, and that will actually show up on the website where you want it to. And when you update it, this is what your website would look like, or something like this. You can change the theme, the picture, you could change everything. I'm going to show you how to literally customize it to where you have everything the way you want. So there's two things that you have to have before you get started. These are 100% required. You need a domain name, which is what your website will be called. So for example, google.com is Google's domain name. foxnews.com is Fox News. That's their domain name. And then there's WordPress.org, which is WordPress, the content management system. That's their domain name. Now there's also WordPress.com, which is something else. That's hosting, and that's different. That's not the same thing as WordPress.org. So web hosting is a service that will host your website for you. And essentially, the internet is just a bunch of files that are being shared. And the files are computer programs that the computer can interpret, and that's what you see on the internet. So WordPress actually is a bunch of files, and you need someone to host all these files for you. You could buy a web server and learn how to do that yourself, but for most people, it's much cheaper and easier just to have web hosting. And I recommend HostGator. You can see the description for a discount by using my code. HostGator has a really good customer service, but there's other good ones too, like GoDaddy, WordPress.com, Bluehost, etc. One thing I do have to say is whatever hosting you choose, make sure it has cPanel. That will make this whole process a lot easier. And I'm going to be using HostGator through this whole thing. And HostGator has pretty much the cheapest, best hosting you can get. I mean, they have 24/7 customer service. Any kind of problem you have, you could just call them and they'll figure it out. And they have a great cPanel, so I recommend HostGator. Okay, great. So now we're going to buy our domain name and hosting. And you could also, if you wanted to, buy your domain name somewhere else and then buy web hosting somewhere else. But why make things complicated? I mean, if you were to do that, you'd have to point your domain name server to your hosting server, which really isn't that hard, but it's usually a lot easier to buy both of them in the same place. So HostGator, very competitive, one of the top companies. So look at all the options they have here. This right here, WordPress hosting, that would make sense to do since that's what we're doing, but this is actually kind of a scam. It's not really a scam, but it's not really needed. They charge a lot of money for something you don't really need. You know, they'll build you a WordPress site for $500 or whatever, but you don't really need WordPress hosting. You just need web hosting, which is the cheapest option because you're going to install WordPress to your servers that you're renting. So all we're going to do here is, and then cloud hosting right here, it's a little bit maybe better, faster option, but you don't need it unless you have a large amount of traffic. So that's not really needed. So maybe one day when you get larger, it's very easy to convert to something like that. But for now, we're just going to do web hosting. It's perfect for any kind of personal blog, local business, anything like this. So this is what you need right here. And so there's 3 different plans. Now, if you're going to have a single domain, a single website, like, mywebsite.com, and that's all you're going to have, then just do this. This is just the Hatchling plan, and 1 domain. And if you need several domains, like let's say you have mywebsite.com and then mywebsite2.com or something silly like that, then you would need the baby plan where you could have several different domains. So I'm going to do this one. It's only $3.95 a month, which is incredible. And you get all their customer service, you get everything for about $4 a month, which is pretty incredible. So if I want to get a new domain, I already have a domain that I'm going to use. It's freecomputerhelp.net. So yeah, if we see this, .com's unavailable, and if I do .net, it's unavailable because I already have it. I already bought it. So let's just do that for the sake of this right here. So it's $12 a year, about $13 a year, and that's about how much it costs everywhere. So if you already own a domain, you could put that in right there, or you could register a new one. So if you have a domain name that you've never registered, this is your first time doing this, you're going to click register a new domain name. And if you already own one, then you just click this. It's very easy. Okay, so do not do this. This actually is a good idea if you don't want to get a bunch of calls and mail from random people. So when you have your own domain name, people can see that publicly if they want to look it up. And you'll get a bunch of junk mail for people trying to sell you things like, website protection and all this type of stuff. And you can, if you don't really care, you could do that. But I personally pay the $12 every year just so I don't get bothered by people, just so they don't see, my address and where I live. And when you have this, it points to HostGator's address and their phone numbers and stuff. So no one can really bother you and reach you if you don't want them to when you have this. So I actually think this is a good idea. It's about $1 a month, and but it's definitely not necessary. And then you choose your plan right here. Remember, the Hatchling's 1 domain, baby is 2 domains. And, this is really just for, a larger company. This is not really what this tutorial is for. If you have a small business, Hatchling your baby is perfectly fine. And then now you go to the billing cycle. This is totally up to you. So as you can see, the more months you sign up for, the bigger discount they give you. And that's just kind of how it is. So it's $3.95 a month if you sign up for 3 years. And, if this is something you're really going to dedicate yourself to and you want to make the commitment, I would just go ahead and do this. But it's totally up to you. I mean, you could do 6 months and just kind of try it out. Totally up to you. Okay, now you have to make a username. And this here, again, is totally up to you, but you have to remember this. So make it something easy to remember. And then your security PIN. You got to remember this as well. So I'm not going to do this now, just for the sake of this tutorial, just something silly. I'm not going to sign up. I already signed up, but I'm just showing you guys what to do. And then right here, pretty self-explanatory. Just enter your billing information. And this right here, I wanted to show you. This is a total waste of money. Don't do any of this stuff. Do not do that, and do not do that. You do not need any of this right here. This is all, we're going to do all this on WordPress for free. You don't need any of this stuff. It is total garbage. And it works, but there's no need for it because we're going to do it for free. Now, you could enter my coupon code right here or any other code that you have, validate, and then you just click this and check out. So when that happens, you're going to get an email, and I'm going to show you that right now. Alrighty, this is the email you're going to get once you sign up for a new account with your new domain name and your new web hosting. And it says thank you. So essentially, what this is, this right here, your control panel, this link is your own personal control panel that you're going to click. So you got to save this email and make sure nobody ever sees this, because they could literally just ruin your website if they have this information. So what I recommend is, if you're going to keep this on your email, make sure you have a good password, the two-step verification where you have to enter in your phone number or enter in a text message code or whatever. Just make sure no one sees this, because this is the most crucial piece of information that you need for your website. This is literally everything to the controls of your website. So do not let anyone see this. Okay, so this is my plan that I have. So this is the link to your control panel. So you're going to click that, and it's going to bring you to the control panel. This is your username to log in to your control panel, and this is your password. This is your domain name, and then you don't really need to worry about these. These are where your domain name points to for your web hosting, and then this is your server IP. You don't need to worry about these last few things. It's already taken care of. All right, guys, we're back, and this is my control panel. So I just logged in, and I wanted to tell you guys, at any point, if something doesn't work or you're having trouble, just call HostGator. Just call their customer service, and they'll walk you through what you need. So as you can see here, here's my domain, and it shows me my traffic this month, last month, yesterday's traffic. In your control panel, you can do pretty much everything. If you get new domains, you can control those in here through add-on domains. You can back up your everything, but we're actually going to do that with WordPress, so you don't need to worry about that. But as you get more experience, you'll learn more about this stuff. But if you want to create a new email, you'll do that right here, and this is very straightforward as well. So there's just a lot of things that you don't really need. A lot of it is more for web developers and people that are computer programmers. But so we're going to go to the top. All you need is WordPress one-click installation. So if you're using GoDaddy or something else besides HostGator, they're going to have something similar too. So you're just going to click this. Okay, so it wants me to select the domain for my installation. I'm going to click this right here and just click next. Okay, and we're here. So you're just going to put your blog title, whatever the title of your website, whatever you want it to be. Mine would be Free Computer Help. And then for admin user, this is going to be your username to log into WordPress. So you have a username password to log into cPanel. Now you need one to log into WordPress. So just whatever you do, do not make it admin. Do not make this admin, because that's just one step easier for a hacker if he wanted to break into your stuff. A lot of times people just name it admin. So just name it something unique. It could be, your first and last name together or something like that. And just enter everything in here. Enter the email, like your personal email that you want to use. I would use the same one that you use to sign up with HostGator for. And I'll catch up with you guys after I fill in this information. Where it says username and password, that is what you need to log into WordPress now. So that's what we're going to do. So just remember that, and now you're done here. Okay, so now to log into WordPress, it's on your website. You have your website set up. You got to enter in your domain name and then /wp-admin. You could enter this from any computer anywhere in the world. Okay, so domain name /wp-admin. This is very important. I would go ahead and bookmark this page, because you're going to be visiting this every time you update your website. So we're going to go ahead and hit go. Okay, and it brought us right here. And that username and password you made when you installed WordPress, this is what you're going to put in here. And something else I wanted to tell you guys is when you buy a new domain name in web hosting, it usually takes 24 to 48 hours for anything to come up on it. So if you just followed this tutorial and literally just bought this stuff, then it's going to take a little while, 24 to 48 hours, before you're going to be able to visit the website. So right now I just visited my website for the first time, and this came up because I just installed WordPress. But if I literally just bought this website and an hour later try to do this stuff, it wouldn't work. It takes some time for all the servers around the whole world to learn what your new website is, pretty much. So I'm going to enter in my information and it's going to bring us up to the dashboard. Okay, awesome. We're back, and this is your dashboard, and this is what it says initially. I don't need help because I'm going to show you everything you need to know. And here we are. So I don't know what this is up here. Okay, get rid of that. I noticed, so there's going to be some junk. Just get rid of some of this, basic stuff. They're going to just they're trying to get some money out of you, some of these companies. But WordPress itself is free for anyone to use, and the free version is not less than the paid version because there is no paid version. I mean, WordPress is WordPress. WordPress.com is just hosting WordPress, just like HostGator is hosting my WordPress right now. So WordPress is WordPress. It does not change for anyone. It doesn't matter if the president's media team is using it or you are at home. It is the same thing for everybody. So this is how you log in and out. This is how you created your domain. Now that we have everything, now I'm going to show you how to design your website and get everything set up in the next video. So stay tuned for the next video. Now we're going to start building the website and getting through with this stuff.
Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe for future video notifications. Feel free to donate by clicking the PayPal donation link below in the description. Visit our website at freecomputerhelp.net for programming tips, installation guides, and more.